everybody and welcome to the Curated Home. I'm Joanne and this is Maggie. Today we're going to be working on my hutch and we're getting it all ready for Halloween. So if that's something you're interested in, stick around because we've got a lot to fill in. So this is what it looks like when I begin decorating. I pull up all the bins from the basement. I shop my basement and bring up other bags of stuff and it gets scattered about everywhere and it can make a huge mess and be very overwhelming. But this is what decorating looks like before the magic happens. So my theme for this year is Apothecary. I wanted to bring in not necessarily spooky. I'm going for a more magical kind of vibe. Apothecary, Sanderson Sisters kind of thing. Hocus Pocus is my all-time favorite movie. Watch or look at this. Look at that. My husband got me this cup, and I know it's backwards because of the way that I'm filming, but it actually says Hocus Pocus Hard Seltzer, Children, Spiked Sparkling Cider with a Hint of Child. And it even has the ingredients on the back. It is such a detailed cup. It even has a broomstick going through the barcode. So I will often come home and have gifts or surprises waiting for me, or a card or candy or something like that. He's just very thoughtful and he spoils me a little bit. And he spoils Maggie too. Yes, he spoils Maggie too. I'm spoiled Maggie too. Yes, sir. Yes. Maggie lost a tooth this weekend. That's her second tooth that she's lost. And you'll learn more about Maggie as the videos go along. But today we're decorating for Halloween and we need to get to this hutch. So anyway, let's get started on this hutch. You can see I've already done a few things. So I'm going to bring you closer so you can see. And I'm sorry I'm being so random, but it's a Monday and my brain is fried. Okay, so at the top, I'm going to lift you up so you can see. At the top, I've already added this Cabinet of Curiosities and Oddities. I got this from Michael's. Actually, my daughter got it for me. And then the greenery, that stays up all year round. Even for Christmas, I'll just put it up. I'll show you what I do. So at Christmas, I'll just take all of this and put it up there, and it acts as a nice little filler to add my Christmas garlands and picks to. But for right now, I just spread it down a little bit more than I normally would. And this is a Hobby Lobby garland, so that it gives that naturistic apothecary look. There are some fairy lights up there, and I've added just a couple of the brown leafed picks from Hobby Lobby. I do not like the eye with the magnifying glass. I'm not a fan of that. That's more Sherlock Holmesy, and I'm not going for Sherlock Holmes. I'm going for Hocus Pocus Apothecary, so I'm going to camouflage that. I will show you how. Cover it by adding an owl. I'll put him up there to kind of camouflage that. And since he's sitting on top of the greenery, I need to make sure that he's going to be balanced enough to stay. I'm just going to put a little bit more up there, some leaves to add another little camouflage effect. And then I'm going to put a darker green pumpkin up here again because it fits the color palette. And not only does it fit the color palette, but it helps to camouflage even more. It camouflages the part that I don't want to see, so that I'm happy with that. All of the pieces that we're going to be using are either thrifted or made, or I've had in my family for years. I'm also going to be stopping to take drinks because I am so thirsty today. By the way, what is your drink of choice when you're decorating? Mine happens to be Diet Coke. I'm addicted to Diet Coke. I really need to get off that habit. I try to drink water. I try, and I'll do really good for a while, and I could fall off the wagon and go back to the Diet Coke. So this is I did dust. I did. This is a toolbox that my dad made. We're going to use this as an additional way to at a riser, you know, like elevate things. Here's the tip decor. So even if you don't like Halloween, if you've stuck around because you don't like Halloween, but you want to see some tips and tricks, elevate your decor. Don't lay everything flat on a shelf. It's very boring and you don't want to do that. I need all my Apothecary jars. My daughter makes these candles. They smell so good. These vintage jars at a thrift store. Actually, it's kind of like a consignment store for antiques. So I'm actually just gonna put these down here. This isn't, they only had the pepper shaker. They did not have the salt, so I picked up the pepper shaker. We're gonna put that on the bottom. And that helps to tie in some of the white. Nice little pop. And then I also picked up some vintage glass jars. This looks like an old perfume jar. And I got these at the same shop, and I'm gonna put these up here. And these have the original little lids to them. So, and they still have like some of the original contents of it. So I'm gonna put them up there, and I'm laying this one on its side. Again, it just adds a little bit of a different texture. A different, you know, you would expect them all to be upright, and I'm not putting them upright. Now we're gonna start, oh, and I need one more thing there, but I can't remember what it was that I put there. I think it was shot glasses. Okay, so I wanna fill in the spaces with, yes, it was shot glasses. So I'm gonna fill in the space down here with the Hocus Pocus shot glasses. They came in a set of 4. So I also made these mice. I flipped the mice or redid them. It was a Dollar Tree DIY. So what I did, makeover. So what I did was they came black, and I did a paint technique with Waverly chalk paint, and I just used the elephant gray and then a off-white, I can't remember the name of it. And then I added some Halloween ribbon and lace. I cut off the spider from a ring, you know, the plastic rings that you get. I cut that off and hot glued that to the top, so it gave it a cute little, you know, necklace, or, you know, garland around its neck, we'll call. So then I have these little miniatures. This is an actual teeny spool of thread. It's a wooden spool with actual little gray thread. And because I can't put it in his hands, and I want to be able to reuse this in other vignettes in the future, I don't want to glue it, so I just put it on his whisker. And then I did hot glue the little teeny ruler. It's a brass ruler, if I can get a good shot of it. It even has the markings on it. So it's an actual teeny little miniature ruler. So I put that in his mouth. So it's almost like the mice are doing something, like they're helping the witches, you know? So I also have this mouse. I did the same thing to it. He's holding a passport. He's got to get out of town. And then some scissors. The scissors are not glued, so I can use them for other vignettes. We're gonna anchor each side with some fun stuff. And I'm not going to be able to get a good angle holding Maggie to show you exactly how that's gonna be, but I promise at the end I'll show you what it all looks like. Okay, so back to the shelf. Back to decorating. So I tried to pick labels that were whimsical and fun, and so this one says Mad Medusas, Spirit of Jack-o'-lantern. It has some fun little directions down here. I'm not going to read every single label to you because that would make this video way too long. But I did pick really whimsical, funny labels. And why did I do that? When I do vignettes, especially at the holidays, it's attention to detail that really make it magical and really elevate it even more. So if I just put a bunch of random store-bought bottles up here, it would look good. It's okay. But when you go by and you look at it like you're in a museum, like you're in somewhere where it's been thought out and methodically curated. My guests, when they come, and even my family, but mainly the guests when they come, they really know. They know me well enough. They look at all the teeny details. Now my husband will do walk-arounds and look and take things in every time I do a vignette. And he always compliments me and tells me how he finds something new or he got a chuckle out of this, or he was like, wow, that was really cool. I noticed how you did this or that. And that's the reaction that I want from everybody that comes by and sees it. And I think that's one thing that I want to try to convey through my channel and these videos with you all, that you typically would see in person if you came to my home. It's a little bit harder for me to get into it and share that with you on this platform, because I do get self-conscious and I'm like, oh, I'm not really sure whether they like it. You know, I'm not sure if, do they get it? Do they? So maybe I'm too boring. Maybe I'm too quirky. Maybe I'm too weird. I don't know. But you know what? I'm throwing caution to the wind. This video is a little bit different because I'm not doing the voiceover, and I'm not, you know, like, I'm not going to add music and all that stuff to it. I'm actually just going to organically decorate with you. So let's get more to add to this corner. So I'm going to put another Apothecary jar, and I make my risers. This one, as you can see, has a hole in it. Nobody's going to notice. Nobody cares. And this was, you know how you get at Christmas time, if you buy the candles that go battery operated that go in your windows? I bought a bunch of those, and I just wanted the candle part. I didn't want the bottom, but I saved the bottom plastic piece because I knew I could use it for risers, and I made a riser. So I'm just placing the riser in the back so I can elevate this bottle a little bit more to fill in the space. Again, part of interest is just all the different layers and elevating. You can layer by elevating. Layering doesn't mean laying a bunch of placemats and doilies and all that kind of stuff on top of each other, or layering like I did here. Yeah, you can layer with florals, but you can layer with elevation too. That's another layer, another texture, another visual. Another riser. I'm going to be honest, this riser I'm not too sure about because I ran out of these. You can use anything for the legs, candlesticks, or you can add these are knobs. I think these are like the wooden little knob things that you get at Hobby Lobby. So anyway, I only had 2, but I made it work. I needed it and I made it work, and I'm very carefully going to place something on top of it because I realize it's just 2. And you really should have at least 3 feet or 1 in the middle for something small. But that's okay. I'm going to do my best. And I have Maggie. Shh. I know you want to be part. Okay, Maggie wants me to pick her up. 1 second. Come here. And I'm not sure what this metal is. It tarnishes. It's not brass. You're going to have to help me. And it's not copper. Pewter? I don't know. Silver. Oh my gosh, it's silver. So I have a silver tea set, and this is part of the silver tea set. And I actually do, I carefully got it up there. I actually do polish my silver so it shines and stays nice, and you're not supposed to handle it with bare hands because that, it speeds up the tarnishing process. But I wanted the patina for Halloween, so I have left it for several months to get the patina that's on it. This is a fun label I am going to share with you and give you a close-up of because I think it's so cool. This is a Mother's, what is it called? It's Mother's Carnival Apothecary, and it is flexibility tea. It's for mothers to manage their anxiety raising children. Mother's flexibility tea. So I'm going to put that in the corner. Oh, it even has the directions on the back. To increase your level of flexibility, let 1 teaspoon per cup steep for 4 minutes. It's not real tea, of course. But I found the label and thought, oh my gosh, that is hilarious. But wait, remember I tell stories with my vignettes. Because I have to add a teapot. Here's another riser. Teapot was thrifted by my daughter, and it has a very unusual little spout. But I'm going to put that in. Add another riser, and this one's a little bit more stable than the other one with 2 feet, but still it's only 2 feet, so I got to be careful. So I'm going to put that right here, right in the middle. I kind of want to still be able to, for company to still be able to see the flexibility tea, so I'll move that forward a little bit so that you can still see everything. You don't want to hide anything. You just want to layer it. I'm adding a mother teacup. My daughter also found this and gifted me that. So I have the mother teacup with the tea bag coming out of the side. And then I'm going to fill in this lovely little pick from Hobby Lobby. It's not really wheat and it's not really pampas grass. It's kind of a mix between the two. And then I'm going to add an actual natural element, some dried oranges. Just going to add those right in there. Mini grater and some cinnamon sticks. So again, another actual element. So I love to pick up things on clearance and then make them over. This was actually a Lucky Charm St. Patrick's Day thing with gold coins. It's a cauldron with gold coins. I painted the gold coins, added some, what do they call that? Homespun ribbon with spiders on it. And then I added an old Apothecary label. I can't even make out what this one says. I just wanted some old looking writing. And then I'm going to go in with some hops and an amber jar. These are actually vintage jars. Or, yeah, what? Jugs. What do you call these? Bottles. You call them bottles. Another jar. This is Corpse's Breath. I have a Poison Pinot Noir. I never say wines right. But it's rat poisoning, which I thought was kind of funny because I have my mice up here and here's rat poisoning on the other side. I'm not sure if you're able to see that, but I'm just adding some more of these bottles to the other side. Now I'm going to move these around on this side just a little bit. I think I might want to move this one here and this one back a little bit, this one up a little bit. Because I'm going to put a riser and a pumpkin right here. So I think I'm actually going to have to move this over like that. This pumpkin are the mini pumpkin filler, and I literally just hot glued them to a Dollar Tree pumpkin. All I'm going to do is go in with some of this. There was a large pick of a bunch of these on it, so it was kind of like a big long hanging pick. And I pulled all of it off because I could only find 3 at Michael's, so that I could scatter little pieces of this that looks like moss, you know, the dried moss, all over the place. And it stretched it out for me so I wouldn't have to, you know, try to find it. I did look at several Michael's and never found it. So this helps to add just another little element of oldness, you know, like it's been sitting here forever. I didn't want to use spider webs. I did the spider webs last year and man, what a mess. That took, I think I was finding spider webs like weeks after Halloween. So I didn't want to do that. And then I'll just add a little teeny fern leaf right there. And that takes care of that shelf. Did not make this one. I bought this one at the dollar spot, or the Target dollar spot. And I'm just going to actually place it this way. Kind of tilted like that. We're gonna put those clearance candle sticks that I got and that I hauled in a video way back when. And I've also added that burnt orange candle as a little pop of color, but it's a muted, it's not a bright orange, it's that burnt orange. This is one of my favorite oddity pieces. This is actually an authentic little bird cage, vintage bird cage that I bought at a vintage shop, if I can talk. And I added the birds to it, and getting the bird inside here was not easy at all. It's like a magical trap door at the bottom. And I just added some more of that faux moss string, as if they were building a little nest or trying, like the one bird's trying to get the other one out. They're building a little nest there. So that's going to go in the corner on the doily. And then I found this cool radio that looks vintage. It's not, it's a clock, but it's a vintage radio replica. And I got that at a thrift store for $3, actually Goodwill, $3. And I'm gonna add that right here. Then I'm gonna fill in this spot. I had one more Apothecary bottle and I worked so hard on them, I wanted to use it. So I'm gonna fill in this space back here with it. And then I'm going to give it a little pop of greenery by adding, I'm dropping it because I'm holding Maggie in. I know, I'm sorry. She sees something in the window in the sitting room. So I just pulled a piece of the greenery from the top off, and I'm just going to layer that. Maggie, do you want to go see it? Go get it. Go get it, pretty girl. You're going to hear her bark. Whenever neighbors go by, she has to bark. I'm sorry for that. So anyway, I'm just going to add this greenery right in here. So that is our Decorate With Me, the Hutch. I just want to say thank you again so much for subscribing and helping our channel to grow. Maggie and I really enjoy doing it. And we thank you for being here. We thank you for all of your comments and for all of your kind words and all the messages that you send us. And we just thank you so much for that. You can connect with us on Instagram as well and on Facebook. Those are all linked in the description box below. And that will do it for this video. So in the next video, like I said, either we'll do the tablescape as part of that video, or I'll add it onto this one. I'll fit it in there somehow. And if not, sorry, time just got away from me. And we also have the buffet table and the peg shelf to do in this room. We also have another Hutch curio to do in this room. And then we get to move on to the sitting room. So there's lots to decorate for Halloween. And I can't wait for you to see all of it together because it tells the story of the witch's lair. You know, I love it. The Apothecary place. I don't know what you want to call it, whatever it is, but it's so cool and I love it. It's my favorite. So far, it's my favorite theme that I've done. So until next time, I will see you then. Bye.